for my project because he hot now. You know what I'm saying? He hot again. I gotta I gotta include him. I just feel like it's an unnecessary addition. His inclusion on Good Credit is nice. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But it's a completely different feeling. It's not that he's on there too much. It's that he's on there at all that bothers me. Because his aesthetic, his vibe, his vocals, nothing about him fits any of this to me. And as soon as I hear him or see him in the same vein or room as Carti, it's not because of perception or anything. I just cringe. I don't know what it is. I can't put them in the same room and it makes sense. Not even that they sound bad or that it's just an awful song. I can listen to it. I just don't want to. I don't want those people in the room together.
It's 2025 and Playboi Carti's dropping his latest album. A sonic spaceship of auto-tuned croons, glitchy beats, and enough reverb to make you feel like you're drowning in a neon-lit aquarium. This is Carti's world, a place where fashion is as important as flow, where the vibe is the message, and where lyrics are less about storytelling and more about conjuring a mood so intoxicating you forget what day it is. Into this kaleidoscopic chaos steps Kendrick Lamar, the lyrical heavyweight, the conscious rap titan, the guy who could write a dissertation on systemic racism and make it rhyme. And Shawn C, our intrepid music reviewer, is not having it. He's out here on YouTube, pacing like a caged tiger, ranting about how Kendrick's inclusion on Carti's track feels like a cosmic mistake, a musical mismatch so profound it's like putting caviar on a Pop-Tart. Shawn's beef isn't with the quality of Kendrick's verse. He admits it's nice, which in music reviewer speak is like saying a movie was watchable with faint praise. The problem, Shawn argues, is that Kendrick's whole aesthetic doesn't fit. Carti's music is a vibe, a late-night drive through a cyberpunk cityscape, all moody synths and mumbled mantras. Kendrick, meanwhile, is a lyrical surgeon, slicing through beats with the precision of a scalpel, delivering bars that hit like a philosophy lecture at a protest rally. Putting them together is like mixing whiskey with cotton candy. It might not be bad, but it's gonna make you question your life choices. This isn't just about one song, though. Shawn's reaction is a window into a bigger tension in hip-hop, a genre that's always been a tug-of-war between innovation and tradition, style and substance, vibes and verses. Carti represents the new school, a generation of artists who prioritize atmosphere over lyricism, who'd rather create a mood board than a manifesto. Kendrick, on the other hand, is the old guard, or at least the mid-2010s guard, a rapper who carries the weight of hip-hop's history on his shoulders, channeling the spirit of Tupac, Nas, and every open mic poet who ever dreamed of changing the world. Shawn's cringe isn't just personal, it's cultural, a reflection of a genre at a crossroads, trying to figure out what it means to be hip-hop, when the rules are changing faster than a TikTok trend. Let's talk about Shawn C for a second, because this guy's not just a reviewer. He's a one-man vibe tribunal, a YouTube philosopher with a microphone and a mission to call out musical nonsense when he sees it. Shawn's the kind of critic who doesn't just review albums. He feels them, like a sommelier savoring a fine wine or a seismologist detecting the faintest tremor of a bad beat. When he says Kendrick's cameo on Carti's album makes him cringe, it's not just hyperbole. It's a visceral, gut-level reaction, like he's just bitten into a sandwich and found a pickle where there should be peanut butter. He can't even articulate why it bothers him so much. He just knows it's wrong, like seeing your grandma try to twerk at a family reunion. Shawn's rant is peak internet critic energy, passionate, unfiltered, and just a little unhinged. He's not saying Kendrick's verse is trash, far from it. He's saying it's unnecessary, a guest star who wandered onto the wrong set, like Morgan Freeman showing up in a Fast and Furious movie to deliver a monologue about justice. Shawn's argument is that Kendrick's presence disrupts the album's carefully curated vibe, like a professor crashing a frat party with a PowerPoint presentation on Foucault. It's not that Kendrick's bad, it's that he doesn't belong in Carti's neon-drenched, trap-fueled universe. And Shawn, bless his heart, is out here fighting for the sanctity of that universe, like a knight defending a castle made of bass lines and ad-libs. But here's the thing, Shawn's not just a gatekeeper, he's a liberal, and his reaction carries the weight of a broader cultural anxiety. As a liberal, he's all about progress, diversity, and letting artists do their thing, but he's also got a soft spot for authenticity, for music that feels true to its roots. Carti's vibe is authentic in its own way, a chaotic stew of punk, trap, and high fashion that speaks to a generation raised on SoundCloud and Supreme drops. Kendrick, meanwhile, is authentic in a different way, a voice of conscience in a genre that's often more about flexing than reflecting. Shawn's cringe is the sound of two authenticities colliding, like tectonic plates grinding against each other, threatening to crack the foundation of hip-hop itself. So why does this matter? Why is Shawn Cee's visceral reaction to a single guest verse worth 7,500 words of unhinged liberal ranting? Because, my friends, this isn't just about music. It's about culture, identity, and the soul of a genre that's been a lifeline for so many. Hip-hop isn't just a sound. It's a movement, a voice for the marginalized, a canvas for rebellion and reinvention. And when two titans like Playboi Carti and Kendrick Lamar end up on the same track, it's not just a collaboration. It's a clash of worldviews, a referendum on what hip-hop is and what it could be. From a liberal perspective, this tension is deliciously fraught. Liberals love diversity, but we also love coherence. We want artists to push boundaries, but we also want them to stay true to their roots. We celebrate Kendrick's lyrical genius, his ability to weave stories of struggle and redemption into bars that hit harder than a protest march. But we also vibe with Carti's chaotic energy, his refusal to be boxed in by traditional notions of what a rapper should be. When these two forces collide, it's like watching a debate between Malcolm X and Andy Warhol. Fascinating, disorienting, and just a little bit maddening. Shawn's reaction is a microcosm of this liberal dilemma. He's not hating on Kendrick, he's just mourning the loss of Carti's singular vision. It's like someone added a splash of balsamic vinegar to your perfectly blended smoothie. Sure, it's still drinkable, but the vibe's off. And as liberals, we're obsessed with vibes. We want our music, our politics, our entire existence to feel right, to align with our values of authenticity, creativity, and social good. When something disrupts that, like Kendrick's cerebral flow crashing Carti's neon party, it feels like a betrayal, not just of the music, but of the ideals we hold dear. Let's zoom out, because Shawn's rant isn't just about one song, it's about the state of hip-hop in 2025, a genre that's been stretched, twisted, and reinvented so many times it's starting to look like a cultural Rubik's Cube. Playboi Carti represents one side of this cube. The avant-garde, the experimental, the kids who grew up on SoundCloud and think mumble rap is a compliment. His music is less about bars and more about atmosphere, a sonic mood board that's as much about fashion and attitude as it is about beats. Kendrick Lamar, meanwhile, is the other side, the storyteller, the activist, the guy who's carrying the torch for hip-hop's golden age while still pushing the genre forward. These two approaches aren't inherently at odds, but when they're forced together, it's like trying to merge a punk rock zine with a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Shawn's cringe is a symptom of this broader identity crisis. Hip-hop's always been a battleground for competing visions, conscious vs commercial, lyrical versus vibey, old school versus new school. In the 90s, it was Tupac versus Biggie, or maybe Nas vs Jay-Z. In the 2010s, it was Kendrick versus Drake. Now it's Carti versus Kendrick, not as enemies, but as avatars of different paths. Carti's the future, a chaotic, boundary-pushing force that thrives on unpredictability. Kendrick's the past, or at least the recent past, a reminder of hip-hop's roots in storytelling and social commentary. Shawn's not saying one's better than the other. He's just saying they don't belong in the same room, like a vegan at a butcher shop or a cat at a dog park.